Hi, Father Patrick here. Tonight I'm giving a talk for one of our revival nights, and my topic is basically about my conversion experience and that moment in my life where I was looking for that really like that relationship with God. And as I had started that process and that journey, it took about a year for me to experience what I would consider to be an experience of God, experiencing His presence. I was going to Mass, I was doing all the prayers, I was, reading scripture, I was doing Bible study, but I still felt very, very empty inside. And it wasn't until I went on a retreat that I realized why I was still feeling empty, why I had not experienced that sense of God's presence in my life. And one of the things I realized is that I wanted God to give me everything. And I didn't want to give God everything. It was going to be a one-way street. And what I realized on this retreat is that I was holding on to a lot of unforgiveness in my life. And it was because of that, I personally was blocking God from having that true experience of a real relationship that is both giving and taking. And it wasn't until I was ready to let go of all that unforgiveness that I finally had that experience and presence of God in my life. And I think that goes for a lot of us. Many people, we talk about, I don't experience God. God is nowhere in my life. I don't feel God. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that sometimes we approach God based on our own terms rather than coming on God's terms. And what I mean by that is many times people want to say, well, I want God to love me completely and totally, and I want to experience God's presence in my life, but I still want to hold on to unforgiveness. I still want to hold on to resentments. I still want to hold on to my sin. I still want to do God as I want to do God, rather than saying that God has brought us in for a very specific reason, and there is a way of living with God, which means we have to give God everything. God has given us everything. He has given us all this love. He has given us His only Son who died on a cross. He held nothing back. In that same way, we cannot hold anything back from God. If we want to have that experience of His presence, if we want to have that experience of completely knowing that God walks with us, we have to give Him everything. Thank you very much for listening to me today. Have a great week. God bless you, and I love you.